Welcome, welcome, brothers, welcome, sisters, welcome to our program On Target. Once we start this program, you could pick up the telephone and give us a call. The number to call is 442-0175. We never have a subject matter. We speak on any topic. Politics, economics, social issues, or any issue trending. But you can introduce your own subject matter. We're on RealFM 91.9, 91.5. We're on We Noise FM in Brooklyn, New York, 94.9. We're on YouTube and Facebook. And we encourage you to share our program, subscribe to our program, like our program, participate in our program. We highly appreciate you and welcome you. While we wait for your call on 442-0175, we ask these questions. Are you concerned about your community? The direction your community is going? There are a number of issues that plague in our community today. And we believe that more could be done by the community leaders, by our people in the community, to stem the tide of deviant behavior, or to be more sensitive, or to respond more readily to the challenges in the community. We are a small island, 100,000 people. So to a large extent, people generally knows one another. And we could influence one another's behavior in a positive way. And we have a lot good going for us. We could consider ourselves affluent when compared to a lot of regions in the Caribbean and in the world. Why do I say that? Electricity, telephone, water, and internet in Grenada is second to none, comparable with the best and better than most. We have a very good network of road, and the quality of the roads are relatively good. That is very good for communication. Easy to reach sites. Small businesses can be open in rural areas. And if you have the right technique and the right strategy, you can attract people from any area to come in your place any hour of the night. We have to be more supportive as a people, recognizing that assistance and help is not coming. People have to recognize that some of the bigger countries, they have their own challenges. And we are more used to settle their issues. We have problems in the Grenada that the extent to which we have it, we shouldn't have it. Take, for instance, the number of homes for the age we have in Grenada. That ought not to be. Why do we have so much homes for the age in Grenada? And I believe that the number would increase. Or those homes for the age would be overpopulated. If you have Grenada has more landowners than any other country in the region, and I would not be surprised if it's in the world. So it means a lot of Grenadians own property. So why they in homes? If you have this strong number of people in your country owning their own homes, their own property, why do they spend their last days of their life in homes. Every day, every day, the number of people in homes are getting younger. Is it because of selfishness that children no longer interested in taking care of the elderly? Young man, well, not a young man in a home. If you're in a home, 51 years in a home. A landowner. Individual have property. But he has no one. Young woman, 53 years, in a home. Woman have a house. She have property. But no one to look after. Why that is so? That ought to be concern for our people. Because you're getting old. Even though you're 20 years, you're still getting old. The same could befell you in a short space of time. Our social scientists should be concerned. Why it is said that Grenada have the most home for the aged in the region. Why that is so? If our infrastructure is comparable and better than most, if the fact that the majority of, we have more people owning property in Grenada than many other countries. A couple years ago, Grenada was spending more money on social safety net program than anybody. The government had a program to assist people in their home so they could stay in their home. So you have people 2 or 3 times a week visiting people in their homes and assisting them with domestic chores and cooking a meal for them and basic chores, supervising them get a bath and cleaning around the house. Because the government believes by doing that, these people will remain in their homes. Why that is so? Is it we are so insensitive and we're becoming a people who don't care anymore about the elderly? I look with concern of the relentless attack on the elderly in the country. Some of it was motivated for political reasons, because one of the justifications advanced by the National Democratic Congress for the back of the ex-prime minister is because he's old. They have done a fine job of that. It resonated well with voters. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre. How are you?
Great, man.
Great. Based on the topic you raised up this morning, I just want to give my humble opinion. It might not be heavy concrete, but it's just my humble opinion. Now, sometimes you may have a house, yes, and you get reaching a certain age, but then you could have children and grandchildren. Some could be here, some could be abroad. Now, yes, sometimes your children could think they could clean you up, see after you, cook and think for you, leave food for you, feed you and everything. But then you have to leave to go to work. And sometimes when you're leaving to go to work, sometimes the time the work you maybe have, you understand, and the time you have to leave to go to work, and then the time you have to reach back home. Now, during the day, who is taking care of them? Remember, we're in a kind of a busy society now than before. Yeah, so I think because I could have remember a partner of mine. He have his father reaching that age and he was sick. And he was getting seen after before he go to work, before his son go to work. And then during the course of the day, nobody to see after him until his son come out from work. So he thought it was best to tell his son to send him to the home. He go to get more care and attention in the home. So I think it's because of the busyness of society these days. They will rather to send the parents into a home, pay the differences and all them kind of a thing. That is just my humble opinion about it. Right?
Yeah.
Have a good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, well taken. There are some instances where no one, based upon the economic situation, no one is able to take care of people in the home. There are some people well off in homes. They have land, they have a house, they have to live it and go to a home. The level of insensitivity in the country, and it's growing, we ought to be concerned. If your population has not risen significantly in the last 100 years, over a period of time, your population is not sustainable. Modern medicine and scientific information would tell you that people are living longer. But in Grenada in particular, Grenada seems to be going against the norm. Grenada have more home for the aged than anywhere else in the region. So people are asking why. Why that is so. Now, even when children put some parents in the home, they're not paying the money. Some of the homes that are government homes and religious homes do not want to throw the people outside. But the children who put them in the home, not paying for them, while they're enjoying the fruits of these people's labor. As a small country, we need to be concerned. We're not only a small country, we are a small Christian country. And one of the big principles of Christianity is to look after the elderly. Look after the father and the mother. Look after the orphans. Is our religious belief in Grenada so significantly diluted that it is contributing to the abandonment and the neglect of our own people? Now, if we are abandoning we, for the simplest of reasons, then we need to be concerned. You notice a growing level of vagrancy in our country. You find more men now on the street, not elderly men, not blind men, not men suffering from poliomyelitis, men that look strong, men that seems to be under the influence of substance. They are on the streets. They are becoming near vagrants. They're begging relentlessly. And they're living on the streets. Many decades ago, maybe you had one or two. Now you have a couple dozens. And it seems our society is very tolerant to this level of deviant behavior. What happened to families? Why they are neglecting and abandoning many of their family members? Some of the vagrants, I challenge you to start to do some little research, particularly with the males on the street. Some of them have a lot of family. Some of them have powerful family in the society. But once it seems the challenge, they are abandoned. They are neglected. They are left to roam the street to eke out a living. Some of them in front of the courts for snatching foodstuff and breaking place for things to eat. When they reach in the courthouse, what the magistrate will do? The magistrate throw the book in their face. Now, what kind of society we will have if we continue with that? I am concerned. And I ask if you are not concerned too. Why we have so much people in the home for the aged and the homelessness and vagrancy. In yesteryear, some young boys, they used to call them wayward young boys. Even if they were wayward, they were able to get food on a daily basis from their communities. But now the villages are not assisting them. They're going hungry. So they gravitate into the towns, where the amount of people they interact with on a daily basis is greater. They go to the garbage bins. They eat food people throw away. They beg people to the people's annoyance, and some people give them $1 to get rid of them. One vagrant said to me, I wanted to know why he's going to the garbage bin. He said when he asks people for help, they just make him shame. So he just watch them. And when they throw the things in the garbage bin, he just go for it. And some of the brothers and sisters are walking the street. If you have a brother or sister that is a vagrant, you must do what you could to help him. You must give him hope. When man lose hope, man become worthless animals. You must give them hope. Maybe a clean kerchief. Maybe a piece of cake. Maybe a clean jersey. Maybe a good slippers. You, the relatives, when you meet your brothers and sisters that are vagrants, do not abandon them. Show them you still care. You have things wasting. 20% of what the household buy to consume on a daily basis go to waste. 20%. Sometimes you put too much food in your plate. You can't eat it. Sometimes you put too much food in the children's plate. They can't eat it. Sometimes you put things in the fridge and you forget it is there. By the time you go for it, it turns frostbite. Sometimes insects, cockroach and rodents contaminate what you have in the house and it's go to waste. 20% of what the average person buys to consume go to waste. Yet you have young men in the community that don't have a meal. And you would not offer them a meal. You shoot them. You run them. You have nothing good in your mouth to say about them. And they live on the streets. They roam the road. They commit acts of petty crime, of predial larceny and thieving to survive. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre, once again.
Yes.
And how are you today?
Great, man.
You have a great day. Let me tell you, you're the most energetic individual that I know. Sure. Never give up. Mr. Pierre, after speaking to you yesterday, you know, I cannot give that matter rest. I used to be a farmer, very hard-working farmer from 10. Yeah? So I planted nutmeg from the seed and from the seedling and cocoa and the banana. I used to be a banana farmer, sold banana at 1 cent a pound, transporting banana up the mountain, 4 miles up the mountain to the reception center. Yeah, at 1 cent a pound. It is not easy. Farming is not something easy. And for the farmers who grow the nutmeg and the cocoa to stabilize the economy, this is the mainstay of the economy. That is the thing that you can get a pound of sugar maybe almost through the year. If it's 1 pound or 2 pounds, you're going to get it. Yeah? If we lose nutmeg and cocoa, we lose the entire economy, and we are in trouble. I have been trying on behalf of other farmers who are struggling to get the monies yesterday. And after shuttling from office to office, from the minister's office right back to the agricultural office, to the agencies of these departments, I'm yet to be told, check this department to get the information. This one don't have this, and this one don't have that, and the next one don't have this, so it's a go wrong and go wrong. Finally, I got to the recipient of the money and I said, look, could you contact X? Some of the documentation did not even reach the area. That's somebody who really, really needs the money, spending money in his farm, but need the money to continue to pay people because he can't go in the farm at this point in time. And I'm saying that to say, the farmer should never, ever go through this. Taking into consideration the importance of the agricultural sector, the nutmeg and the cocoa, the farmers' money should be brought to them the next day. They shouldn't have to go through this thing. Well, some get and some don't get. How do this happen? I suggest that this money should be subvented to the GCNA or the Cocoa Board, and a check is written by this division and placed in the post office for these people. They shouldn't have to go through this. Yeah? Farming is too hard. Cutlass, hoe, and fork. I know it because I did it for years as a young man into my latter years. And I'm saying to whoever, be it the ministry, the lead ministry, or whichever agency that has to deal with the farmers' money as it relates to their subsistence, they need it. Don't play games with the farmer. Because many of you are getting a salary monthly to the hard blood and sweat and tears of the farmer. Nutmeg doesn't bear in 5 years. Cocoa doesn't bear in 5 years. Yeah? Find the people money and put it where you say you have to put it, or bring it to the people. This money should not remain there. The farmer should get the money immediately. And I believe I should be saying that for the last time as a farmer, because I'm not going back into this farming business. Yeah? On behalf of those farmers that I know work very hard, please, let these people have their money. It's not a favor that you're doing them. They work for it. Let them have their money before the end of this month. Please, to those concerned, all the agencies concerned, don't let these people hunting down for money and walking for money and calling off from office to office to get this little bit of money. Have this matter completed ASAP. On behalf of the farmers, I say thanks for doing that today or maybe yesterday. Mr. Pierre, continue fighting on. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, caller. I think it is a most important call, and it's very disturbing. I'm not surprised at the National Democratic Congress. The Congress have always had a policy that is not conducive to help farmers. And I don't know why they continue like a recurring decimal. You say that the farmers had to bring in the ID card, the NIS card, and the account number. Simple. Anybody with 5 acres and less will get $4,500. Anybody more than 5 acres would get 9,000. Well, the majority of farmers, I don't think, agreed with you, but they said nothing. They accepted. You said it was income support. People beg you to give them check. You said no check. You have to go to a bank or the credit union. And then we hear you was giving some people check. And it seems, it appears, that the people you were giving the checks initially was NDC supporters. It seems and appears that the people you were taking pictures with was NDC supporters. We live in a small communities. In a small community, we know. And then the farmers are struggling to. You never tell the farmers they're going to get some money. They're going to get it in installment. Money cannot be the problem. You get $118 million as a result of the insurance company. So what is the problem? It's unfortunate and it's sad. I said after burial, some farmers go dead. There's no question about that. They can't take it, they go dead. When they go and they see all they not, and some of them die in truth. They can't take it. I saw that in Ivan. Some farmers couldn't take the fact that they were selling $300 nutmeg every week, every 2 weeks, and all fall down. They're dead. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yes, Mr. Pierre, good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
If you take note very well, you will notice that one characteristics of Deacon Mitchell and of this government, the attitude, yeah, it has to do when they see money, they get excited. They met a pregnant treasury, they got excited. They got the money from the insurance relative to, is it called the CRIF or something like that? They got excited. They took some of that money and do other things with it that it was not meant to. So what? When they try showing off the ministers to give to the farmers the money that is due to them, they failed because actually they don't know how to do things. Given that, that arrogance is a part of the characteristic. I am telling people to take note, and this is why yesterday I said some of the things I said when I called back, especially. Mr. Pierre, if this government had money, as those, for example, who you refer to, trying to make people believe, and understand that to and get away with it, or try to fool people and get away with it in this country. If they had money to show off, they would have shown off. Just to impress people that they're doing things. Nothing is being done in this country that make a difference. And it's simply because they don't have the money to do it. Most of the capital project are flopped. All of them has flopped. And if you look at the supplementary budget, you had a set of duplication. Money that was allocated from the last budget could not present itself. That's why they had to take money from the supplementary budget and add or duplicate in a whole set of way to set a big impression that they are doing something. Take note, the very day that they were doing the supplementary budget, I took note of it, And it wasn't only I. The next day, I commented on it on your program. And there's another commentator on your program said basically the same thing. You notice that is a set of duplication. Them guys are not collecting money. The port is almost shut down most of the time, And you look at the fact that most projects are flop, that tells you what is going on. So don't let this politician come up with a set of statement and try to impress people. This is one of the reasons why right now, you don't see road gangs as it used to have. That's one of the evidence of the whole thing, Mr. P. So don't let these guys get away and get into your head that they have money. They have not been collecting money that make a difference.
Right.
And they've been spending money stupid in any case. $22 million on them independence celebration and all this kind of nonsense on them. Yeah. Them guys have not been collecting money. Take care, sir.
Okay.
If anything, I'll talk to you.
Yes, that's one of the challenges that we have. And while that is going on, the stakeholders are suffering. The farmers. The government, this government, I don't know. Perhaps stupid is a good word to use for this government. They don't have a track record. They don't have a good track record of helping farmers in our country. And all the utterances and expression that come from the mouth seems sheer idiotic. When you hear government is going to say they're going to use greenlet chalk, rent the chalk, or lend the chalk to pick products from the land, you know you're in trouble. When the government gets stuck on seaweed collection, in netting the sea, you know you're in trouble. Yes, these things are possible, but it's a question of economics. Is it economically justified? Some of the statements the government are making grass agriculture. Remember when the government come in power, they fire 31 workers from Grand Bay Estate. They left 4. We heard that 19 of the people they fired was NDC. They bring back 20. Maybe the people in MIT must tell them, no boy, we have plenty NDC there. So they said 19 was NDC, well they bring back 20 on the farm. They had about 10 or 12 workers that was responsible for pest control in the sauce-up industry, fighting the cotton scale insect. Either 10 or 12 of them. Right now we have 4. They closed down that program. We made a lot of noise for it about a year. They have 4 workers now. Maybe they believe the others is NNP. This government has not been making sense. Yes, scholar, welcome. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, you say the farmer is suffering below his government. How much governor come to be prime minister in Grenada? The farmer suffer below this NMP. People on them. The farmers suffer below them. Back to Ivan Hurricane. When for farmers to get, they paid. Yahoo have claim inside they still. They did not get the money from the land from Ivan mashing up the land. You know, farmers have a lot of money inside the still. And I heard that you said something about it's only NDC alone what getting checked. Mr. Pierre, all you must listen good. The government said who haven't got a bank account, their money will be getting in check. And who have a savings, like credit union, the bank, whoever, that your money will be going there. So you go buy a little with a key. Mr. Pierre, you will buy a little with a key. And he have a bit of contract now going ahead in Carré Pastel close to me. Who get it? Tell them who get it. Tell the NMP and the Grenada people who get the 100 feet or the 50 feet of walk. Tell them who get it. You check? People in your own yard. Stop that. Have a good evening.
It's good to hear your voice. Cultureman, it's very, very good to hear your voice. I thought you was lost in the wilderness. At one time, I thought you went to Nigeria with Deacon secretly, you know. But I'm glad you're back. And it's very important. You've been speaking about agriculture and roads and etc. And every time we ask question about Deacon, you all going back. Every time we ask question about Deacon Mitchell, here we have an evil leader growing among us. And we must help him. I believe I love Deacon more than all you. All you must help Deacon. Deacon on the wrong path. He's evil. He's inciting violence against the opponent. He's insensitive to the people of the lower income. He's not living up to his word. And supporters could help him. Instead of that, you're all advocating that the NNP must starve and they must pound stone in the river. How could that help our community? How could that help our community? It fractures the community. It creates bitterness and hate. If you have high unemployment in a country, you go have more larceny. In 2017 or 18, I believe, the police said, 2019 or 20, somewhere around there, the police said larceny was 3% of the crimes in Grenada. They were satisfied you were done. But if you have high unemployment in a country, culture, man, people won't starve. They go rob you in your land. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. All right, we lost. Okay,
two little things, Mr. Gay. I've heard you over and over said that, that there was an advocacy effort to plant our root on the roadside. The whole issue it was Mr. Terry Forrester, who used to be advocating that aloes is not our root. Aloes could be a good thing to plant. I don't think it was a NDC proposal.
Mr. Terry Forrester is a mouthpiece for the NDC. Up to today, he's a mouthpiece for the NDC.
He, in that particular situation, I think he was advocating that as an idea. That I don't think I've ever heard them present that on a platform.
You don't hear it
as part of their agenda or such. But and you usually say our root, but it's what they call it. He's talking about aloes. Aloes was the one he used to be suggesting that you plant by the roadside when you clean the road, and that would help to keep the roadside clean anyway, because you would have to keep the aloes clean. So it as a business, I don't think it was a very bad idea, but it was not an NDC proposal as far as I understand it. But Mr. Pierre, here is another thing about this economic situation that we're in. The previous government, yes, they didn't have a minimum wage bill that is of that level right now. Because since the minimum wage bill came in, people have had a big increase in their salary, to the extent that a lot of people lost their job, something I predicted long before it happened. Now, here's another thing about this the money problem in this country. These government ministers have increased their salary by about 140%. At the same time, they have hired, even including an advisor to the Attorney General, high paid people. So what $1 million could have done during Mr. Kit Mitchell period and the NNP period, half of that is what he could do now. $1 million could have buy, let's say, one car. No, you have to cut that car in two for that $1 million in this given situation. I'm just putting it in simple terms. Because of all that, the money that comes into the treasury, what is it being used for? Not for the people of the country, for the few that they have chosen as special, including the ministers. Mr. Pierre, this thing is so draconian, that a carpenter, for example, who works for $120 a day, which is basically the more high-paid people in Grenada, because people work for very little money in Grenada. $40 and $50 and $60, most people work for, So when a carpenter is working for $120, to other people, that's a lot of money. But that's not no money compared to the ministers and so on. Because a carpenter has to work for about 6 months to make 1 month's salary of a minister, A minimum wage person of $1,200 have to work for 12 months to make 1 month's salary of a minister, So, and plus the prime minister himself has taken taxpayers' money to pay rent for a house, while the same house that he's supposed to be living in, Montreal, has to be maintained. The lifestyle of these guys and them has created so much of a problem. That's where the money is going. Not into the local people or the common man, as the word that usually used. Pocket, no. So even if $1 million comes in treasury, what is being done with it? What can they do with it? What they have planned with it is not what it used to be. This is why you see that they cannot even put people on the road to work nowadays.
Yeah.
And a lot of people lost their job and they don't know where to turn. That's the kind of situation we're in this country. Don't let these guys fool anybody.
Yeah.
Take care, sir.
The government is the main defaulter of minimum wage. The government increased minimum wage because they knew that a lot of people would complain about the hike they put in their salary. So they increased minimum wage. The government today is the greatest culprit, the defaulter of the minimum wage. When the minimum wage started, the TUC president, Louis, was quick to say no additional work. No additional work. Today, the government is not paying the minimum wage. They are the greatest defaulter of the minimum wage in the lower income group. And some people in the private sector take the lead. They used to pay the minimum wage, they drop it down below. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon to Grenada. And Mr. Pierre, the gentleman that spoke there is my good friend. But I think he have it all wrong. I forgot. When Mr. Terry Forrester talked about planting arrowroot on the side of the road, where is arrowroot, whatever he said, on the side of the road, he said it in an NBC program. I listened. He said it a Sunday morning in an NBC program. He even say that the government will benefit from that because you will harvest the arrowroot to sell. Right? So it was looking for profit. And he did say it in an NMDC program. That was what he made that. And not once he said it. To date, I have not seen nothing planted on the side of the road. And to me, the road work standard has dropped. So I don't understand. I don't know. Because, I mean, a lot of talk, very little action. When the minister said that he using the other ministers to assist because he wants the farmers to get the money fast, quick. He didn't want to delay. And alone couldn't go around Grenada to give the money. That was the words that he used. And there was no need for the minister to have to go around Grenada to give the money. You have extension officers, plus that the people, when they sell cocoa, when they sell nutmeg, they know they get the money. So there was no need for the minister to take his other things. He want to expedite things, he said. There was no need for that. So that again was a tomfoolery. The Minister of Finance said that they're going to change the method of working, and they're going to bring back 8 to 4 people not working, showing progress in the road, because he wasn't satisfied. That was around the same time that they take an increase of pay. He said he wasn't satisfied, that he was getting satisfaction in the road. Is he satisfied now? Are we getting better satisfaction in the road now? I mean, we know that they have to import the bitumen for the road and whatnot. We know.
But there was targeting workers, the bushers.
Right. So are they getting better satisfaction from the bushers now?
Well, they have less workers there, and maybe
a lot of projects that was started. I could tell you of some in St. John that was started before this government came in power. And when they came, they continue with them. And those projects are still sleeping. They ain't wake up yet, Mr. Pierre. There's a road going on, it's called Snake Road, going inside of Florida. The gentleman that was given that contract stopped the contract, and they take it from him for years. And today, that gentleman is dead and buried, and nothing is done on that road. Plus, the road leading to Shaper School. So, so something wrong.
A lot of things wrong with this government. Particularly where agriculture is concerned. The NDC has never contributed significantly to agriculture in any positive way.
I wouldn't say that they
when they cut down Bellevue and Nutmeg, they dig up around the lake to say they plant banana. They come with the final demise and marketing board. They fired the 31 workers from Grand Bay Estate. Those workers in pest management control, they get rid of them. And now they promise to give money and they pussyfooting with it.
Mr.
What good they do?
You might forget that Mr. Persuader, when he went and looked at Grand Bay Estate, he came back and tell us that Grand Bay Estate is the best estate to keep. And they're going to make it a model estate. And they told us that they had 5 estates that they start to work on. Have we heard anything about these 5 estates? They change up the management, and the Minister of Agriculture, they put structures in place, and they was building a toilet. I mean, what are you building a toilet and the estate you come in and tell people that? Every estate supposed to have toilet?
So you didn't have toilet there before? Yes,
you want to tell us how much fig you plant? You want to tell us about cocoa you plant?
Yes, scholar, thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yes, scholar, welcome.
I think your caller does take too long on the program. Like he thinks, I don't know what is wrong with him.
Let's go, caller.
Yeah, right. So last night I was looking at a program, government program, when they speak about the government speaking about the CMOS. Not CMOS now, but seaweed. The saga some seaweed. And so there's a program where the government is seeking investors to do the saga some seaweed, and it seemed to be very promising. Yes, I don't know if you saw it last night.
That will start in 2026? Not in 2026 they're planning to start it? Huh?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
The government lie about seaweed. They knowingly lie when they said they will get thing. They give the impression that they will do that as soon as they come in power, they lie.
Yeah, so what happened is this. I look at it from the other angle. why don't we look at the bamboo and balige and bacano that we have growing all about Hamburg in the agriculture on the island? Couldn't we clean up the bamboo and use it to make rope? Or they have many other things that we could do with those things than the seaweed. In that the seaweed only comes in periodically and different species. We can't store it up for too long. And if we're going to store it up, are we going to use one of the playing field to store it up, the sargassum seaweed? The fact is that I don't think it's durable. And it is there. As for employment, if we pay people to cut down the bamboo and the baliche, we could use those areas perhaps to plant ganja.
Well, you could plant sauce-up. We have a ready market for sauce-up, and we can supply.
So to speak.
Plant 50 acres of sauce-up, you can supply. This government,
So
this government doing good.
Rely on the sargassum seaweed to run the economy of the country. Somebody see they could make up some money there.
They must start a new company to give a contract.
So what the rest of us?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I think like you, they're going wrong all the way.
The government, this government is bad-minded.
We're not certain about it. Monies could be made, yes, but the monies will not be coming to Grenadian. A few people have money to invest, not Grenadian, right? So we cannot build hopes on that going to run the country, and too much great things happening with sargassum seaweed.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, that's one of the... Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Yes, caller.
Right. Mr. Pierre, two matters I am calling to discuss very briefly. The first one is concerning Master Carl. I find it very unusual that a host, an important and a popular host of Master Carl's program, as he indeed was, who chose at a particular time not to reappear on the program and did not give a reason according to what Mr. Donald said. He said, and I remember him saying so, that when Carl did not appear on a particular program, he reached out to Carl, and there was a conversation between them both. And they agreed to meet on a particular Saturday. Those were his words. But rain fell, and so that particular meeting did not materialize.
Let me read something for you that Carl posted on Facebook. I saw it this morning. It come under Master Carl. To all my fans and family who are concerned about me, I'm on a small break. We'll be back soon. That was what I saw on his Facebook page. To all my fans and family who are concerned about me, I'm on a small break. I will be back soon. My program on Saturday that I run on Studio Galaxy. Master Carl was not there on Saturday. I don't know if he will be there on Saturday. He's invited. I don't know if his break would involve from all programs. But I am expecting him to come on the program on Saturday. I've invited him.
Okay,
so that is the official statement I have from Master Carl based upon his social post.
Okay.
So let's work with that.
Okay, well, I will leave that to rest.
Yes, let's work with
for the time being.
Right.
Secondly, Mr. Pierre, I am asking a question in relationship to mathematics. If you multiply 10,000, sir, by 10,000, can you tell me what the result or the answer will be?
Well, sometimes that is some of the challenges we have in this country.
Mr. Pierre, please, sir, I ask of you a question. If 10,000, what is the result of 10,000 multiplied by 10,000? Is it 100 million?
You see, I was trying to answer you. I think you're correct.
Right. So here is my bit. If 10,000 multiplied by 10,000 is 100 million, can the government, mind you, sir, I am a neutralist, and I'm telling you straight out. Right. If 10,000 multiplied by 10,000 is 100 million, why isn't our government able to deal with the farmers? This is what I am calling about. Because if we had received from insurance where the farmers are concerned, 180 million. What I did there, Mr. P, is that I put us as having 10,000 farmers. And I gave every farmer $10,000. And we know that would not be the case. Are you seeing my point?
I see your point, but I think...
Exactly, right. So then, if we have 10,000 farmers, and we give each farmer $10,000, from that 180 million, the government still should have $80 million to use otherwise.
I see your point and time up.
Farmers cannot receive their money.
Caller, I see your point, but time up. We're coming to the end of the program. Thank you.
Okay.
You have to understand, and a lot of farmers don't understand, NDC have a history and not contributing in any way to agriculture. Go back and watch NDC all their life. They have not contributed significantly to agriculture. Every time NDC come in power, farmers crying. And I've said repeatedly, it doeth appear to me that the Nutmeg Association and the Cocoa Association are in collaboration. They are agents of the NDC. They do not seek the farmers' interests. Every time NDC come in power, it was for farmers. The NDC, every action they take, and I have been studying them over the years, they was for farmers. When they talk about black gold, they cut down Belvedere and Nutmeg. They take 25 million in loan. So you farmers making all kind of calculation, the government doing good. This group of people doing good. And you're going to continue with them. Here, what we do, we try to prepare you for the consequences of NDC and see if we could soften the impact. But for the next 2-3 years, burn your belly. We come to the end of the program. We're back with you next week between 12 and 1, and we have another opportunity and on target to punch. Thank you very much.